What's up? What's up? What's up, fam? How you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. Hello, 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 everybody. It is Tuesday. You guys know what goes down here on Tuesday. White chat goes down here on Tuesday. So, I just want to come in and just start off because I was a little kind of disturbed by some news that I've seen today. I don't generally watch the news very much, but today I was watching the news and it really disturbed me. And actually, my son, Joshua, thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Make sure that you're hitting the share button, letting all my one sexy wife know that wife chat is going down here. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Make sure that you're hitting the share button and letting all of my 160 wives know that wife chat is going down here. And it is Tuesday. And you guys know I love to come talk to you guys on Tuesday. But what I was saying is that my son came to me, my son Joshua, who just turned 19, and he was really disturbed. And like I said, I don't watch the news very often because it really is just, it takes up a lot of time and it's really never good news. And so he was showing me the video of Jacob Blake, and it literally just broke my heart. And I began to cry because, I know most of you guys who follow me have children, and it just broke my heart to see that young man get shot 7 times in his back. And I have, of course, since all of this upheaval have started, right, with just innocent people getting shot, especially African American men, it has literally just broke my heart. So I try to limit my time watching TV and stuff. But when I watched that video, it just made me cry. And I'm trying not to cry now because if something needs to happen in our country where African American men's life matter. And I talk to, I have my 19-year-old son, and then I have a 27-year-old son who's in the military. And unfortunately, that 19-year-old of mine has a mouth like his mother. And I was talking to him today, and I was telling him, I said, Joshua, I said, and he's like, well, Mom, you said just walk away, be quiet, comply. He said that guy was walking away and they still shot him. And he said, so it's like, what do I do? Right. And I couldn't answer that question as a mother, because the video shows the young man walking away. Now, we don't know what all happened, but it showed him walking away, trying to get in his car with his kids in the car. And it just broke my heart. And that's not what Wife Chat is about. But I just want us to really go into prayer for this young man and all of these parents that are losing these young men to gun violence when it comes to our police officers. And so I just wanted to just, just say, you guys, let's just touch and agree that something happens in our country, that they realize that people's lives matter, and especially these young African American men. But anyway, I just want to say thank you guys so much for joining me here on Wife Chat. Thank you so much for hitting the share button. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And so tonight we're going to really talk about the marriage diet here on Wife Chat. And so I'm going to play my little intro, and then I will be back to pour into you guys. All right, you guys. Again, thank you guys so much for joining me here on Wife Chat. Like I said, I just seen this video and I just had a conversation with my son before I got on here, and it literally just really just made me cry. And so again, I appreciate you guys joining me. And you guys know it is Tuesday. So it just brings me joy when Tuesday happens, that I get a chance to come pour into you guys. And so tonight, this chat really did not come from anybody. It just came from last week. I talked to so many wives that are really kind of just trying to figure out how to navigate their marriage, with all the stuff that is going on in our world, with, COVID-19, kids going back to school, demanding jobs now that they're not in the office. Their bosses is just overwhelming them because, they want to know where they are every second of the day. Just all of these different kind of things. And let me just tell you, as you guys know, I've been on this journey ever since I had this last minor surgery on my hip to get healthy and, spirit, mind, and body. And I'm, trying to ward off another surgery, another major surgery that they said I was going to be down, like literally down for 6 to 8 weeks. So I've been really stepping up my walking. And even though it is very painful in my hip and that kind of thing, I am trying to ward that off. So, I'm trying to strengthen it with doing different exercises and those kind of things. So really, and I've been watching what I put in my body because again, I want to make sure if I have to resort to having this, surgery that's going to keep me down for 6 to 8 weeks, that I make sure that I'm healthy, just in every area as much as possible when it comes to this. And so I have really, when I was looking at what I wanted to teach tonight, I thought about the marriage diet. And every area of our life, we have to have some type of discipline or things go out of whack. You know what I mean? If we eat too much sugar, our skin breaks out and we go on these sugar highs and we put ourselves at risk to get sugar diabetes. I mean, if we just sit up and eat fatty foods and we don't move, then we can begin to gain weight. Everything in our life has some repercussion. And so, when you look at what they consider a balanced diet for the body, they say that you have to add fruits and vegetables. You need one starch a day. You need some dairy, which is, low fat cheese, eggs, those kind of things. And then you need a protein, a lean protein, which could be fish, it could be chicken, it could be steak, beef, or whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever, your protein of choice. And then there's what they consider healthy fats. Healthy fats that come from like nuts and those different kind of things, walnuts, cashews, all of those are considered healthy things to put in your diet and to have a balanced diet. But when it comes to our marriage, we really don't understand, or we really don't find a balance, most of us. And I will tell you, when I was working out of my home, I did not have no balance at all. I didn't have no balanced diet. I didn't have a balanced spending habit. I did not have a balanced sleep, habit. I didn't have any of those things because literally I was on the hamster wheel, just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And my kids and my husband, we were all doing the same exact thing. So tonight, I kind of want to just talk to you about how to have a balanced marriage diet. And the things that I'm going to talk to you about are things that really need to come into play in order for this thing called marriage to truly, truly work. You know what I mean? It really needs to come into balance. And you guys, again, thank you so much for joining me. Andrea, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you guys so much. And the first thing that you need to add to a marriage balance diet is the act of service. And what do I mean? I get all the time, like, Gail, I am so always pouring into my husband. I'm always doing these different things and I don't get it back. But let me just tell you again, I am a strong believer in every area of my life. Where I sow, I shall reap. Where I sow, I shall reap. And so I believe that servicing one another, and when I mean servicing one another, I mean servicing your husband. And sometimes that is hard, especially when you don't get it back. But, and it used to be that, when I was acting the fool in the marriage, Gail was constantly servicing me. When I say service me, I mean, like, Gail, do you need anything? Do you need anything from the store? Would you like me to go get you some ice cream? Would you like me to fix your plate? Would you like me to wash your clothes? Whatever that acts of service, right? He used to do those things. And I didn't appreciate them because I just thought that was what he's supposed to be doing, right? And then when the tables flipped and he's like, I'm not doing this anymore because you don't appreciate it. You talk to me crazy or whatever. And then I started servicing him and I wasn't getting it back. I was like, Lord, I'm trying to do the right thing. I'm trying to be, the wife that he needs. I'm trying to do all of these things and I'm not getting anything back. And God said, that's the reason why. It's because you are doing something to get something in return. When you really service somebody else, it's not doing it to benefit them, it's doing it to benefit you. And I couldn't wrap my brain around that. But when I stopped looking for Gil to reciprocate, God took over and it became a give and take thing. It truly became a give and take thing. So the first thing that you need to add into your marriage diet is the act of service. Not service to run yourself ragged or to say, look at me, look what I'm doing for you. But just serving your husband in areas where you know he's weak. And when I quit looking at Gil and saying, look at me, and I start servicing him where I know he was weak, that's when everything else kicked in. And I know it can be hard, especially when you didn't had a long day, you done dealt with the kids and all this kind of stuff, and you like, I didn't cook, and now I should try to serve your plate too. Like, you better get up and get it yourself. That was my way of thinking. But let me just tell you this. When I quit thinking that way, and I was like, Gail, it's just an extra plate, because you was doing it for the kids anyway. When I was down having my surgery, I was served hand and foot because I had sold that not only into Gil, but I sold it into my children. And my kids, both of my sons, and including my husband, was like, Gail, we see you in pain. Why are you fighting this? Just go ahead, get the surgery. You can get stronger, you can be better, and you won't be just literally every time you move in a certain way, you'll be in agony, right? Just do that. We got you. But in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to be down for another 6 to 8 weeks. Because I already know what that looks like, because that was the reason why I started Wife Chat almost 4 years ago, because I was in my basement, I was lonely, and I was like, I don't have nobody to talk to, and I'm going to do Wife Chat. That's why Wife Chat started. It started with me in my basement recovering from my surgery from my car accident. And then fast forward almost 4 years later, they're telling me I need another one. And I thank God I get a chance to hang out with you guys now. But that's what really, I just came on. I'm down in my basement. I'm lonely. And all the people were like, oh, my God, thank you. So they start sending me their questions. I start answering them every single Tuesday. That's really why Wife Chat is going on today, because I was in my basement and I wanted to talk to you guys. That's the reason why I started. So the act of service. Number 2 is intimacy. Too much intimacy can really get on your nerves, but not enough can be a deficiency in your marital diet. And intimacy has absolutely nothing to do with sex. And that's where we go wrong. Everybody equates intimacy that it is sex. It has nothing to do with that. That is really allowing your spouse in your personal space, to allowing them to be and to become one heartbeat with you. Now, great intimacy can lead to amazing sex, but it's the holding of the hands, it's the physical touch, it's the massages, it's all of those different things that make you want to engage in sex. But intimacy has absolutely nothing to do with sex. And I had a client that her husband was in a really bad car accident, and he's paralyzed from the waist down and all those kind of things. But to see them, you would be like, oh my God, they're so in love. They're so connected. They're so like, I just wish that, right? And it's because they had worked on the intimacy part and not focused so much on the sex part. Yes, sex is good. I've told you guys that and all those kind of things. But being intimate with somebody, having no walls, having no nothing between you guys, but God and you guys together, that is something that I strive for every single day in my marriage, because intimacy can lead to amazing sex. But most people equate that with the sexual act. Intimacy happens way outside of the bedroom. So that's another thing that you really need to work on in your marital diet. Number 3 is respect. And sometimes that is hard, especially when you are not getting respect. But you have to set perimeters and you have to set boundaries and you have to know your worth in order to get respect and to give respect. And I will tell you, most men always say the reason why they stray away from marriages is because we as wives don't respect them. We don't respect their decision making. We don't respect them as the head of the household. We tell them, we can do, bad all by ourselves. We tell them all of these things, which is probably true. Maybe some men are not leading, right? Maybe they don't even know how to lead. And that's part of the problem too. Some of our men have not been taught to lead because they didn't see healthy leaders in their households. And I know for me, I was real good at about telling Gail about all his shortcomings. But what I had to learn is the reason why God put us together was for me to help cover those shortcomings. And whatever I was calling Gail when we became one flesh, it was coming right back at me. And I had to change the way I was thinking, because I was calling them stupid and you waste them, just all kind of stuff. And I had to realize I was calling myself that. When I quit looking at my marriage as just as a piece of paper and I start looking at it as a covenant, and that we really became one, we really became intimate, I changed the way I talk to him. Now, am I perfect? Absolutely not. And I get on here and tell you I'm not. I still cut up and act a fool. It's less now, but I can still act up. But I have to realize whatever I'm calling him, I'm calling myself, because we're one. So he's smart, he's talented, and he's rich, because that's what I am. But anyway, number 4 is trust. To have a healthy marital diet, you must have trust. And I will tell you that any human being, I don't care if it's your girlfriends, your children, or whatever, has had a issue with trust. Trust has been breached in every area of your life. But we focus more on the one that we lay down with. And I get that. I get that infidelity is painful. I get that infidelity has torn up a lot of marriages. I get that. But your children has broken your trust. Your job has broken your trust. Some of your girlfriends has broken your trust. But we can forgive them a lot quicker than we forgive the person that we cut a covenant with. And I'm not saying that I condone adultery. I don't. But I also know that you can go through a healing process and get past that, and not keep holding on to that and keep taking yourself back to that place. Infidelity is real. It's hard, but it can be overcome. I'm a living witness. Been there, both sides. But you have to make a choice. You have to put some things and some boundaries in place and make sure that you are staying within those perimeters. But it takes 2 people to get past that. The person that did it and the person who needs to forgive them. And if you don't have trust in your marriage, I'm going to just say it. You are in trouble. And you need to seek help if you want the marriage to last. Because there's nowhere to live and it's a heavy burden to carry every single day. You snooping, trying to find out, text message, looking through phones, just doing it all. It's a lot to handle. And it's not a way to live. And the last thing is dedication. Are you in it to win it? Or do you have a plan B, a plan C, a plan whatever? Do you have a plan to exit? But are you dedicated to the covenant that you cut? I don't say stay in no abusive relationships where they're going upside your head, calling you outside your name, because I'm not going to tell you guys to do something that I would do, because that's not the will of God for your life. But I will tell you this, your emotions change every single second. Sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're sad. Sometimes you feel like, oh, I'm so in love. Sometimes you can't stand each other. All those are emotions. And you can get those under control. But when you said I do, and I'm going to tell you, when at age 21, when I said I do, I had no clue of the words I was saying out of my mouth. I'm just being 100% honest. I didn't know the weight of what I was saying. But I learned quickly. I learned that I didn't want to be another statistic, because every woman in my family except one had been married and divorced at least twice. I wanted to break that cycle of women in my family that was like, you know what? I'm a boss. I got my own house, my own car, my own everything. And I have told you guys plenty of times about my boss mentality. And when Gail met me at 21, I had my own house, my own car, my own everything. I didn't need him, and I was very good about telling him that. And when I said my vows, I said them, but I didn't realize the weight of them. And there's a lot of people that have said vows and did not really understand the weight of them. Gail and I knew each other 6 months, and we was married. 6 months. And let me just tell you, the first 10 years was hell, and it was created by me. 6 years, first 10, hell. Got myself some counseling, coasted for another 3. It got a lot better. Then hell broke loose. The last 5 have been the best years of our marriage. And we've been married 32 years this past July. The last 5. The other ones we was up and down, roller coaster. But we had decided, we had made a decision together. There's no plan B. There's no plan B. And so my thing to you guys is, what are you going to add into your marriage diet? Are you eating too much of this and not enough of this? Are you putting your energy in something else that really doesn't matter? Because there was one point in time, it was all about me and my kids. Gil didn't even exist. I could care less if he ate, had clean clothes or nothing. It's me and my kids, because my babies need me. I get that. Then it was all about me, my career, what I wanted or whatever, because my thing was, again, I was a boss. If you're not going to be able to do it, I can take care of me. I get it. But is that the will of God for your marriage? Only you can answer that. But I just wanted to come on here and give you what a balanced marriage really looks like. And yes, it's hard. Yes, it's hard. It's not easy. especially if you feel like your spouse is not meeting you halfway. That's another reason why I started getting up at 4 a.m. praying and interceding, and it started with my own marriage. Because I'm like, God, I done did all of this changing, and it seems like the more I'm trying to act right and do right, the more he acting a fool. But I also know that at 4 a.m., I won a mini award. Just ask, crying out to God. And then I started adding you guys and women all over the world. But how bad do you want it? Because we have decided there's no plan B. So when I feel that Gail's not listening or living up to whatever he's supposed to be doing, I quit nagging. I just could take it to God and say, God, listen, you created him. You understand what's going on. I'm going to leave it right there. Some days I miss the mark. He gets it. But I have realized that God can fight my battles much better than I can. And he gets a better result, and he ain't never lost one yet. He might not be doing it in the time and I think he should be doing it. I'd be like, God, you better move a little quicker because Gail gonna take over. But what are you missing in your diet when it comes to your marriage? And how can you add that in and get what you need to have a balanced marriage? That's the question. All right. Let me go in here because y'all know I can't see. Good evening, wives. Hello, everybody. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, Regina. Thank you guys so much for joining me. You guys make sure that you're hitting the share button. Also, I have some amazing things coming up. Hopefully you guys have went and visited my website. I don't really promote my website very much, but God has been blessing a lot of traffic there. I've added a whole bunch of new ebooks there. I've added The Confident Wife, Life After Infidelity, how to deal with an abusive spouse. I've added so many different resources on my website. Go to gailcrowder.com to check those things out. I have a lot of free resources on there, but I have some amazing things coming up in the next 2 months. So I want you guys to be looking out for that. On Thursday, I am live on my YouTube channel and I talk about totally different things over there. So make sure that you visit me on my YouTube channel at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Also, in October, I have the Wife Masterclass coming up, and I have some amazing wives that are going to come pour into you guys. They're free 4-week classes, but you will have to sign up for them. So I'll be releasing information about Wife Masterclass Fall 2020. I'm super excited about the women that God has placed to come pour into you guys. So I'm excited about that. So look out for that. And again, all you're going to have to do is just put your name and your email address so you can get where Wife Masterclass is going to be held. And that'll be held every Thursday for 4 weeks. Beginning, I believe, on the 8th. Don't quote me on that because my brain is kind of tired because I am in a lot of pain right now. But so that's coming out. I have so many, oh my God, registration has already been open, but I decided to take BSB 2021 virtually. But let me just tell you, that I have some women already registered, so you'll be getting some stuff, but it's going to be so interactive. I'm kind of scared, literally scared about, and I've been meeting with my team. So you guys will start hearing about BSB 2021. It's going to be hot. I have some, you don't understand, some people I already got lined up that has already said yes, and you know them well. So I'm excited about that. And so, like I said, God has been really just allowing me to be laser focused during COVID and really able to focus and really get what he's asking me to do concerning you guys. And so I'm grateful for you guys, sending me your questions. If you want any resources, please just send me an email or put it in the, DM me, or, put it in the chat. I always go back and read these chats and respond after I get off of here. But like, if you're looking for any resources and you're like, Gail, I need this, let me know, because I have Wife Life You, and that platform is expanding every single week. I'm adding new resources and stuff over there. And what Wife Life U is just a platform. It's called Wife Life University. And I built that platform for, as a membership site. It's only $19.99 a month, but you have like all my resources on there. You have access to classes and webinars and all kind of stuff that I have done. And I continue to add something new every single month. And I've been doing it actually twice a month now. So you guys go check out Wife Life U as well. And again, I love you guys to pieces. I am so grateful that God has allowed us to connect on here, even though it was connected out of pain. This platform has grown overseas. I have women watching from all over the world, of course, at different times, and I get questions from all over the world. So if there's a question you want me to ask, whether it has anything with sex, whatever you name it, I won't say your name. I will just ask you, where, your name and what state you're from, and I will be happy to answer any of your questions. I love you guys to pieces. Have an amazing, amazing night. Lift up Jacob Blake and his family. It just broke my heart today to see that somebody else has been gunned down. I will be praying with you guys and for you for your marriages. Again, good night and be blessed.